Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of my podcast. This podcast is going to be loose. It's going to be dropping deuce, and I got a little moose knuckle going on. So strap in. This episode is going to be a weird one. I can guarantee that. I have a half-eaten Chipotle salad. Shout out to E. coli. Remember that big controversy? I didn't know if Chipotle was going to survive after that. But I went all the way in. I said, oh, E. coli's from lettuce? Give me a salad. Extra lettuce. All the lettuce you have. So I'm munching down on a salad. I thought, why not just start recording? Eat a little Chipotle on cam. I feel like some of you might be into that. If not, feel free to just skip right ahead. But I'm going to be talking in between bites. It's so yummy. If you're wondering what I got, thank you for asking. I got a salad bowl with lettuce, obviously. I got it with chicken because one time when I went to that Chipotle, Harry Styles was there and he got extra chicken. So now I also get chicken at that Chipotle. Just in case Harry happens to walk in and he's like, what do you got in that salad, love? And I can say, chicken, I'm such a big fan of poultry. Then he can go, no way, I also love chicken. Baby, you light up my world. And then we'll make out in Chipotle. Honestly, when I saw him, no shade to Harry because look at me. You know what I mean? No shade to Harry in any way whatsoever. But I'm a pretty big Harry stan. I love me some Harry Styles. But when I saw him in Chipotle, I didn't even recognize him at first. He just looked like any other hipster in Silver Lake, you know? There wasn't anything like sex appeal-y about him, but when you see him online, you're like, I want to pump this dude and make him have babies inside of me. But then I saw him in person and I was like, he could put those babies on my back, like, no problem, no biggie. But anyway, I still get chicken for him. He's probably like vegan now at this point, but to honor his bad boy lifestyle from before, I get chicken, then I got some brown rice, then I got some black beans, then I got some cheese. I always want to turn down the dairy. I made the brave choice of not getting sour cream because I'm a skinny queen, even though I wanted to so bad. Then I got a little bit of the medium salsa, and then they almost forgot to give me, oh, I got guac, obviously. They don't even ask anymore. They don't even say, guac is extra, is that okay? They're like, we've been around long enough. You know the fucking vibes. You've already made the decision before you went in. No one's going into Chipotle and they ask you, do you want guac? And you go, I don't know. Everyone knows. So I got guac. He gave me a good fist of it, which was nice. 'Cause sometimes they'll really try and make sure it's just one tiny scoop. They'll like, tap it on the side so it spills over and then put it on. This guy just grabbed it, scooped it in. He didn't try and knock some off. I really respect that about a Chipotle worker. It's like they're getting minimum. If you're working at a place like Chipotle, don't be stingy with the guac. It's not like you're getting the extra guac money from when you toss it back into the guac bowl. Like what's it to you? Give me the extra guac. Unless I'm being a bitch in your establishment, then don't. I get it. But like if I'm just a regular nice customer, throw in the extra guac. Who cares? Whatever. So that's what I got. I'm gonna take a big old bite. And you know what I love? Now the lettuce is kind of soggy. It still has that crunch, but I love like a soupy salad. Because that's how you know it's unhealthy, when you drizzle all of the dressing on it and then you slurp the bowl at the end. That's how disgusting I am. I grew up eating salads and people are like, well, that's weird. That's like a healthy thing. Like, kids don't like salads. And I'm like, you don't understand. This was just like an assortment of everything we had in the kitchen with like a little bit of lettuce on it as well. It was like any random meat that was in the fridge, salami, turkey, chicken, chop it up, throw it in there. 2 big fists of cheese were getting thrown in there. Get a little sunflower seeds. Not the small ones, not like shelled sunflower seeds. Have you guys seen the video of how sunflower seeds are made? Did you know that those are actually on sunflowers and they just like scoop them off of a flower? I thought that was like a fake thing that we just pretended was from a sunflower. I thought that was like a man-made thing. I didn't realize God herself gifted us with sunflowers seeds. So throw some of those on there. I like to there's this thing called Salad Supreme, and there's a big Salad Supreme controversy. Let me take another bite before I get into this. Wow. Well, I also got corn because I want to see how long it takes me to digest this. I want to remember it later. There's a big Salad Supreme controversy. Oh, I need to grab a liquid D, an LD. BRB, one sec. Okay, big Salad Supreme controversy. Don't know if you guys know what Salad Supreme is, but if you ever make a salad and you want it to be like nasty good, you need to go find Salad Supreme. My mom would get them at Ralph's, and then all of a sudden, one day she went there, and there was no Salad Supreme. And let me tell you, the reason why salads is for this seasoning. You just sprinkle it on top of the salad. It makes it so good. Adds this crazy flavor, and it just tastes bad, you know, like in a good way. Like, you're like it makes you moist in places. That's the kind of thing. And one day she goes to Ralph's. Shout out to Ralph's. And they did not have any Salad Supreme. And every time we would go grocery shopping, we'd look for the seasoning because that was really the reason why we were eating the salads. It wasn't for health. It was like this weird... I hope you don't see my NIPs on cam because y'all be nasty out there. Anyway, so we'd get a bunch of Salad Supreme. They stopped selling Salad Supreme. We freaked out. We had to like go on a hunger strike over the Salad Supreme. And what we did was every time we went to Ralph's, we would go through the spices aisle. They didn't have any. One day my mom calls me. She's like, I just bought 13 Salad Supremes. I think she might have bought all that they had available. And we still have those. She still has like 3 bottles left. And this was like couple years ago. So if you can get your hands on some Salad Supreme, every time I go to Ralph's I check and I don't even find it. Oh, but it's so good. Why am I talking about that? I don't know. But yeah, that's what I love. I love a sloppy salad. I love a sloppy anything. A sloppy Joe. Oh, man. Anything with the word sloppy in it, it's like, I'm going to have a good night. Sloppy Joe. I had a hot dog. There's this place by where I grew up. It's called Frank's, I think. Is that what it was called? Frank's? Yeah. Mustards. That's what it was called. Mustards in Los Alamitos. And it's right across this other really good place called Pasty Kitchen. I call it Pasty Kitchen, but I think it's actually Pasty. If you've never had a pasty and you happen to be in Southern California, you got to go to Los Alamitos and go to Pasty Kitchen. But I went to Mustard's, which is across the street. And they have hot dogs. And they have all different kinds of dogs. All Vienna beef. That means something these days. And I got this chili cheese dog with onions. Man, just something gets me going about a food that's dripping. It's very sexual. I was just talking to my boyfriend about this. He got he got a half hard from this energy drink he loves. I'm trying to get sponsored by them because it is my favorite energy drink. Nothing compares to it. I'm not going to plug it too much until I can get a confirmed sponsorship from them. But if they're not down for it, I'll plug them. I don't care. But he got a little turned on from this energy drink. And I'll be honest, I get it. I've felt that way. One time we got Bloodso's, which is like this barbecue. And we ordered cornbread, which is, I love cornbread. Don't put any vegetables in cornbread. It should just be cornbread butter. That's it. Don't put any extra tidbits in the bread. Just let it be what it is, what it's good at being. So we got cornbread, and I forget what happened. Was it when I saw it or when I took a bite of it? It was when I took a bite. I mean, first of all, I was giddy with excitement when I saw it. And then as soon as that buttery bread hit my mouth, I literally was blushing and like having a climactic moment in my pants. And that's not even the first time that's happened. I think I have a food problem. I'm like a sex addict with food. Food makes me feel things. Like one time I remember I had a wet dream about macaroni and cheese. And this is a true story. I wasn't like all soaking wet when I woke up or anything. But I remember in the dream being like fully aroused. And the worst part about it was that it was microwave macaroni and cheese. That's repulsive. If you're making one of the easiest foods to make, throw it on the stove. But I actually recently fucked up a mac and cheese on the stove, and it was one of the worst experiences of my life. And, yeah, I mean, nothing feels more demoralizing than messing up stovetop mac and cheese. Here's where I always go wrong. I always overestimate how much milk to put in after. I always put way too much milk, and then it becomes soup cereal. It's like the ratio of cereal, where the milk is like just barely above the noodle. Ugh, way too much milk. And then at that point, you already have the cheese in. So now you have to drain the milk with the cheese, and then you have no cheese left. Oh, I wanted to punch a wall. I was so angry. Because it just really makes you feel stupid. I would rather fail out of high school. Failing out of high school isn't as bad as failing macaroni and cheese on a stovetop. Something you've literally been eating since childhood. And all of a sudden you can't do it. That's like you know how trolls online, like on Instagram, will be like, you're fat, you're ugly. I want to pull up that Dr. Phil audio. Do you know what I'm talking about? Yeah. You're ugly, you're fat, no one likes you. I wonder if I can find it. Because if you haven't heard this audio from Dr. Phil, oh my god, Dr. Phil, you're ugly, you're disgusted.
Somebody has to tell people they're ugly.
Yeah.
How is that your job?
I mean, it's not, but...
Where does the part come in? Ugh. Hold on. Sorry, people. There's a 3-minute clip for one part on TikTok. Where is it?
I think everyone is entitled to their own opinion.
Let's assume you're right. So you
Where is it?
consider the impact.
I do love Dr. Phil's voice. I have this thing. 'Cause I am a God-fearing man.
What if they weren't happy
And you
the rest of your life? But you went zero to bitch
are a bad kid.
because you could hide it.
Ugh. God, this is so annoying.
Somebody who would like you. You don't have the
You're ugly. You're disgusting. Is it here?
disgusting. I'm
Oh,
gonna
yes. Thank fucking God.
about that as you hear it.
I wasn't gonna kill her, and I didn't trap her in the garage.
Well, let's just
I was
talk
just
about what was on
asking
tape.
her.
You said you're ugly, you're disgusting, I'm going to kill you, give me $200.
So good. Why did I even bring that up? At this point, it took me so long to find that when it was right in front of me. I don't even know why I brought it up. What was I saying? Ugh. Oh! Internet trolls. They always say that. You're ugly, you're disgusting, I'm gonna kill you. You know what would crush me? If you don't like me or you don't like what I post, just comment. You can't even make macaroni and cheese on a stovetop. And that hurts more than you would ever know. You're ugly, you're disgusting, I'm gonna kill you. That kid actually said that. I didn't know what the context of that was, but.
Remember the dude who went on the bum fights guy?
The bum fights guy.
Do you remember them?
Who went on Dr. Phil?
Yeah, but do you remember bum fights?
Yeah, I mean, I know what they are.
Like where that dude would pay two bums to fight?
Yeah.
He went on Dr. Phil.
No one can hear you.
I'm telling you.
Okay, but now there's dead air because I can't hear you. He went on Dr. Phil.
Dressed as Dr. Phil.
He dressed as Dr. Phil on Dr. Phil?
Does it back to Dr. Phil.
Oh my god. Damn. What did Dr. Phil do?
Take him off.
Mm-hmm.
It was really fun. He shaved his head. Like, he did the whole thing. It was good.
I love when Dr. Phil kicks people off. Because it's also like... Dr. Phil exploits people. Like, they find people and they try and, like... I mean, the people who are coming on the Dr. Phil show aren't necessarily the most incredible people. But, also, like, Dr. Phil show is a show, so the more views it gets, the better. So they're trying to paint them even worse than they might already be. And then he's like, oh, I'm going to kick you off. And it's like, okay, well, you just sent him through probably like 3 screening processes and try to make them do the dumbest things so you'd get views. Good for you for kicking them off. Fuck Dr. Phil. I'll go on his show. What would I go on his show for?
Sexual attraction to food.
My attraction to food? I'll just be like, I can't stop fucking burritos. Dr. Phil, save me. I'm horny for my Chipotle salad. Speaking of, who are my sponsors for today's podcast? Who are my lovely daddies, my sugar daddies of the podcast today? Guys, I think my birthday has already happened. If you're listening, if you're, no, oh, yeah, oh my god, this episode comes out on my birthday. This is my birthday episode. I should have gotten balloons for myself. How sad. Oh my god, guys, guess what? As of right now, I don't have any ads for this episode. You have an ad-free episode from me to you. That's my gift to you. But if you want to get some things for my birthday, I would recommend Parade underwear. I would recommend Way hair care. I would recommend some Warby Parker glasses. Those are my top recommendations of what you could get, even though this isn't a sponsored episode. Liquid Death. If you want to stay hydrated while guzzling down your favorite meal, or just staying hydrated if you're not guzzling down a meal, get Liquid Death. You can get it at Whole Foods, you can get it at 7-Eleven, you can get it online, which I recommend doing, because if you go to liquiddeath.com/AllieMac, you can get a free set of koozies along with your first case of water. I'm team still water. I also have the carbonated, but you know, you pick which you're a fan of in the comments below. Do you like the carbonated or do you like the still water? Go to liquiddeath.com/AllieMac to get your hydration needs met, or Whole Foods 7-Eleven. Either way, stop drinking out of plastic water bottles. What are you doing? It's 2021. Get a grip. Start drinking water out of a can if you're a real one. Grow up. Drink Liquid Death. Cheers. I went golfing. Or no, I didn't go fucking golfing. My boyfriend just looked at me like, oh, you're lying on this episode? Where did you think I was going to go with that? I went golfing and
So good at it.
I golfed to 48. Yeah, I got so many hole-in-ones. A lot of birdies and eagles. Flying monkeys. No, I went fishing. I was just trying to think of like a boring thing that I've done. I went fishing. Another white man on Tinder type of activity.
We talked to the white Tinder man.
Yeah, I did talk to a white fisher guy who said he had to change his Tinder photo because he was getting a lot of negative feedback. And I said, yeah, it says a lot about the person. But he was actually a cool guy, and I think we need to give fishing guys another chance. Would I have liked him as much if I didn't take his boat home? Who knows? Who's to say? Did him giving us a ride back to the mainland sway my opinions on this guy? Probably a little bit. But yeah, I went fishing and I forgot to put sunscreen on. Like a big, stupid, macaroni messer-upping idiot. And I got so burnt. I got the type of burnt where like my skin is itching now that it's not as burnt. Like it hurts. I'm in pain. Didn't catch one single fish. And I gotta tell you, it's not that fun when you're not catching anything. You really, like, the whole thing is, like, you just want to catch something. Like, I'm not in it for the love of it. I don't have the patience that comes with it. And then everyone's looking at you. Oh, did you catch anything? No, I didn't. Fuck off. No, I didn't catch. Does it look like I caught anything? I have red marks all over my body from the sun. I'm wearing a black dress and Tevas. No, I didn't catch anything. This is clearly one of my first rodeos. What else did I do? Oh, I went to an aquarium, a free aquarium in San Pedro. I forget what it's called. Maybe just the Cabrillo. I think it's the Cabrillo Sea Aquarium. I guess that's redundant. It's just called an aquarium. And they had a touch tank open since COVID. So hopefully those... What did we touch? Oh, it was just like sea anemones, sea stars, also known as starfish. We saw seahorses. Honestly, not my favorite. I think they're overhyped. Not a big seahorse gal. They're pretty ugly. And, you know, I don't want to hurt any seahorse feelings, but just not the most sexual sea creature to look at. You know what it is? An octopus. I get why hentai is pretty popular, because once you see those suctions up close, you're like, I would like to know what that feels like on a private part. I do want to be cupped by 8 legs, just a little bit, to try it. I feel like that's what Billie Eilish is into. Don't you think? For sure, 100%, yeah. She's like, it's dark. I mean, I love Billie, but sometimes I'm like, is this you, or is this, are we doing something? Are we trying to do something? You can say the same thing about me. You know, I always feel weird talking about, like, super famous people, because I'm like, literally, who am I in this situation? I'm just talking. Yeah. What? Yeah, I talk about getting horny from food. I'm like, who am I to say what she's into? But she does strike me as the type of person who's like, hentai porn is actually really sick, and it's actually more woke because real people, I don't know. But I kind of get it. They're mysterious. They move really cool. Definitely have like I mean, they, like, fish have slimy bodies. That's what humans try and achieve. Use lube. Like, we're just trying to become sea animals during sex. We're sucking. That's what fish do. Have you seen a koi? Put a finger near a koi pond. A little sucky from one of those bad boys. And they're thick too, those koi fish. They get thick. Yeah, and then, yeah, an octopus. They're all slimy. And they just want to please you. You know, they're blending into their environment. I was trying to put my hand on the window to see if it would change to my shade of skin so I can finally get a good color match at Sephora. That's funny. Man, I'm on a good one. I don't know if it's the best one, but I'm on a decent one right now. But yeah, the octopuses were pretty sexy. The jellyfish, I don't know. It feels a bit sex workery to me. You know? It just feels a bit like this is my job. There's no kind of spontaneity there. They're just, you know. Yeah. the sea star is pretty sexual because they just got one hole in the middle. And when they're up against the glass, you can see it. You're like, is this wrong? Am I not supposed to look? The sea anemone has to be the most sexual. You can put a whole fist in there and they'll just close up on you. Hard to get it out. They got that. You know what I found out? I learned a lot. I learned that sea anemone actually, when you touch them, if you don't know what a sea anemone is, it's those big, like, fat, can you say that? Those big fat globs with the little, like the hand, like the almost tentacles, but they're just, like, soft looking. I don't know, they almost look like rocks. They're on rocks, that's where you can find them, and then when you poke them, they go and they suck you in. That's pretty sexual. And I found out, and it's also sticky, so when you try and get your hand out, there's a little bit of pullbacks. You're like, ooh, you want me not. A little hard to get, hard to let go of. Kind of needy, but I like that a little bit, you know? So I found out, I did not know this, I found out that sea anemone actually do sting you, but our skin is so thick, we have so many layers of, you know, skin that we don't feel it. It doesn't affect us at all because we have dead skin, then we have our surface skin and yada yada. But I had no idea that those hoes are actually stinging. Also found out that sea urchins, when you touch them, I didn't know that sea urchins, or what are they? The purple pointy ones? Yeah, sea urchin. The sea urchins actually stain your finger when you touch it. And I also didn't know that sea urchins do a similar thing where, like, if you put your finger in, it'll close up on you. Much faster than the anemone, which caught me off guard and I was scared. What else? An eel is pretty elusive. That's the real... Those are like the strippers of the sea world. Yeah, I guess it does look like an old man, but but the way it moves, it kind of like hides from you. Like you can't really get it. You'll never get it. You'll never get it. God, I love Borat. How did that come up when I was quoting Borat? You asked me what my favorite movie was?
No, it was right when it came out. The second one.
No, when the other day when I kept quoting Borat. Was that not you? Was that my other boyfriend? I was literally saying every phrase from Borat. You will never get this. You'll never get this. Wah wah wee wah. My wife's vagina is like sleeve of wizard. This guy's genuine chocolate face. No makeup. I get iPod. He get iPod mini. Everybody knows iPod mini. I forget what he says, but it's probably something pretty bad. God, such a good movie. What movie did we try? What was that cannibal movie that was so bad? Green Island, Green Mile, Green River. It was so bad. Sky Ferreira's in it. And her character, it's like, you know, Sky Ferreira, if you don't know, she's like edgy goth girl, wears a lot of eyeliner, whatever. But like you can just tell that the casting people were like, get us the girl with eyeliner and make her play eyeliner girl character. She's like, everything's stupid. I wake up at 4 p.m. and I drink beer as water. Like that kind of girl. It was so bad. It was like written too aggressive. It was so bad. We didn't finish it. But there's literally a scene where I stopped watching where, I mean, spoiler alert, don't watch the movie. There's a scene where they get, like, essentially just, like, held hostage by this tribe who are cannibals, and they're, like, in this little bamboo jail. First of all, any of them could have broken out easily. I don't know, whatever. But the funniest part was that one of the girls is all of a sudden like, oh, I have to go shit. And they were like, no. And so she just goes to the corner of the bamboo in the open air. And there's just like a 1 minute scene of her ripping a crazy poop for no like there was no follow up. Like they didn't use the poop to survive. It was just her shitting. And like imagine having to film that and you're like, oh, is this going to tie into the movie at some point later on? And they're like, no, we just want to show you in a vulnerable. She's like this for 1 minute. imagine how many takes does that take to get the perfect. I'm all for women pooping in film, one step closer to equality, but like for what was that? Oh yeah, we saw a movie with people farting. You never see that. We saw, yes, we've been watching a lot of movies. I mean, there's just been so much time to not do stuff. We've been bike riding, fishing, getting sunburnt, dog sitting. I've been doing shows. Yeah, so we watched The Lighthouse with Daddy Arpats. Man. I don't want to bone anyone except for my boyfriend. Watching Robert Pattinson makes me realize, like, only one dick for me, please. No thank you, Mr. Pattinson. Gross. But, yeah. Good movie. Very weird. Very interesting. But the Willem Dafoe's character farts a bunch in it. Speaking of, I really got to do it, but I'm not going to. Oh, it passed. You know when it, like, doesn't come out and you can just feel the bubble going back inside of you? It's kind of a cool feeling. You're like, where is that even going? And why? But yeah, you never see that in movies, farting. I liked it. I like moments that are real. Like, you know, when a girl in a movie has sex and then goes to the bathroom right after to pee so she doesn't get a UTI. Yeah, duh. Things like that. You're like, this is cinema. In those movies, Adam Driver is always in them. He's always, like, giving the girl UTIs. That's his character description. Guy, early 30s, prone to giving girls UTIs. And then he just became a Star Wars character. What a transition. Starring in, like, indie Greta Gerwig movies and then becoming fucking Darth Vader. That's pretty wild. Like, imagine if I become that girl. Who's the girl in the Star Wars movies? Cute little girl. No, in the new ones. And she walks around with the little robot mini ball. The Roomba ball. Kylo Ren? No, that's Darth Vader. Kylo Ren? Kylo Rendell Jenner? Kylo Rendell Jenner? That's what me and my boyfriend do all the time when we say something stupid. Ugh, I do such good ugly faces. It's really traumatizing how easily it is for me to switch it up. I'm hooked on a feeling. You know what I was listening to on the way over to do the podcast? I was listening to the worst playlist on the planet. I was on Spotify listening to Cotton Eye Joe radio. And it wasn't even the real version of Cotton Eye Joe. It was like the Chipmunks version. It was like, that I'd been Cotton Eye Joe. I've been wearing a long time ago. Is Cotton Eye Joe song canceled? Is that why it wasn't on Spotify? I don't know. It was like, you. I feel like the real Cotton Eye Joe is like, where'd you come from? Where'd you go? Where'd you come from? Cotton Eye Joe. Anyway, so I was on Cotton Eye Joe radio. And then it went from Cotton Eye Joe to Who Let the Dogs Out to I Like to Move It to Gangnam Style, which is one of my favorites. If you're ever in a bad mood, if you're ever just kind of in a funk and you need motivation to pep yourself up, blast as loud as you can Cotton Eye Joe radio, because it's hard to be sad when you're listening to a Minions dubstep song. Banana bum 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 ba-dum ba-dum bum ba-dum 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 bum banana, or any Minion playlist. Ba 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 banana ba 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 banana. I don't mean what I mean. Oh, man. What a catch. You're so lucky, babe. I wonder if this makes guys want to bone me more or less. Part of me feels like more because they're like, she's so crazy. But then the other part of me is like, it has to be less. That can't be like, guys can't be like, she knows all the Minion songs. Like that. Yeah, it doesn't make you want to bone more, but you still will, and that's why I love ya. My boyfriend has a crush on someone. Sebastian, what would you do? So quick plug to Podcast But Outside. Great podcast. If you're a fan of Rick Glassman's podcast, if you're a fan of my podcast, check out Podcast But Outside. It was so fun. I got to do stand-up to open up their live podcast show. Have you heard about this podcast? It's very good. They had John Hamm on one of the episodes. I mean, that's a great podcast. So anyway, and so I did stand up to open up their live show last night. It was at the Regent downtown. And we're backstage, and this girl comes up to me, my boyfriend. We're chatting. She's very charismatic, very funny. She's wearing makeup. I'm wearing no makeup. She does her hair. She does her makeup. And she's very pretty. I knew that off the bat, but I'm not, like, intimidated. You know, I'm not, like, weird about that stuff. But, like, I could so see my boyfriend's body language change. And she was, like, very engaging. You know, she's, like, leaning in. She's making jokes. And I could just see the way he's, like, standing and talking. I'm like, oh, my God, he has a crush on this girl. And then I asked him about it later. And he was like, I do not. And we had just watched a TikTok about how to tell if someone's lying. And when someone's lying, they will say every word. Instead of saying, I don't, they'll go, I do not. So he did that. And I go, babe. And he was like, she was just pretty. And I was like, and funny. And charming. And he was blushing. And that's okay. It's fine. But it is fine because, you know, I want to bone Harry Styles, Robert Pattinson, Leo DiCaprio. Yeah, we also watched Catch Me If You Can. Great movie. Never seen it before. Very good movie. Young Leo. Tom Hanks. Great movie. Catch Me If You Can. What else? Oh, people ask me questions.
Oh, you also did a whole fashion haul.
I did a big shopping spree. Shout out to my boyfriend's friend who maybe he's been involved with in the past. Isn't that funny? Someone that he might have hooked up with in the past helped me go shopping. I reached out to her via my boyfriend because I like her clothes, and she helped me go shopping. Bought so much new stuff. Got these new pants. Got this new shirt. This is my boyfriend's little coat sweater thing. I hate shopping though. Really would rather be like Steve Jobs and wear a turtleneck and pants for the rest of my life than have to like try on clothes and look and then try on and then look. So she just picked out a bunch for me, tried them on. It was beautiful. But let's get to let me have another bite of this chipotle. Let's see if I can shove this whole last piece into my mouth. No, it's too much. I'll try though. I'll get a bit. No. I can't scoop it all up. Okay. It's just so flavorful because it's just been soaking for the past 40 minutes. All the juices. Well, I'm going to get fitted for a mouth guard later today. Isn't that hot? So when I sleep, I don't grind my teeth. Going, they're coming for me! They're coming for me! Have I talked in my sleep? Yeah. Do you remember what I've said?
No, it's not coherent. It's not sentences. You grind. You grind.
I'm a grinder. School dances, sleeping. I gotta grind something. That was a good one. Ow. Okay. Oh, what a weird feeling. This part. Ugh. Don't put your teeth on the bottom of a Chipotle thing. It feels weird. Oh, yeah. Okay. Questions. Okay. I think I'm just gonna, rapid fire as much as possible these questions people have sent in. I want to do a mukbang on the pod. Fuck. That girl who I want on the podcast is in LA on the 16th. But no, oh yeah. Hell yes. Guys, I'm doing a mukbang soon. So stay tuned. That's going to be so good. Oh, hell yeah. This is going to be tight.
Yeah, you're gonna do it here?
Uh-huh. Mm-hmm.
That's sick. Can I come?
Uh-huh. Okay. Rapid fire questions. Okay, hold on. Next, hair color. I think I'm going to stay within the brown realm and then just kind of maybe add some highlights, throw in some fun colors at the tips and these little front wispy pieces. Just some subtle changes, nothing too crazy, but maybe I might go back to blonde at some point, I don't know. Underarm hair, ? I don't have it unless I get lazy. I'm pretty loose about the underarm hair. But I'm just so conditioned to be hairless that I try and shave most things. I did a month, yeah. When me and my boyfriend started dating, I kind of challenged him. And not challenged him, but, early on in a dating situation, for 1 month, I didn't shave my armpits. I guess it wasn't to see what you would do. It was just I wanted to have armpit hair and see if I liked it. And I didn't. But did I? Or was it the perception of how women should be? Who knows? Have I ever tried mushrooms? What was your experience? No, I've never tried them. I was with a group of people who were all on mushrooms and they seemed to not be having a good time. But I know people love it. Maybe at some point I'd try them. But not anytime soon. But I support you if you do that. I think that's good for you. But maybe try not to do it all the time. Because it's one of those things that seems like a special thing. And special things should only happen occasionally. Like Christmas and anal. Dream job growing up. Comedian or firefighter. Or my dream job, someone who gets paid to drive a PT Cruiser. I used to love PT Cruisers. How excited are you to open for St. Vincent? I'm very excited. And when this episode comes out, I'll be halfway through. And I'm sure I'll still be excited. Ooh. Yeah, I got all my little outfits. I'm going to be looking cute. I can't wait. What's up with you drinking the uncarbonated, inferior, liquid death? I like the uncarbonated one. Suck my poo-poo hole. And I drink the carbonated one when I'm at home or running errands. It's like a sipper. The carbonated liquid death is more of a sip vibe. It's a throughout the day sip on. This is I haven't drinking water in a week and I need a binge. All of it. They also asked, when's Larry coming back? I literally asked him to come on this podcast, and he said no. And I said, but people want you back. And he goes, too bad. He really is not a good celebrity. Someone said, I'll ask what I ask every podcast I listen to. Would you fuck a horny ghost? Hell yes. Yeah. Because then the sex talk could be all ghost-like, you know? I'll be like, ooh, I'm almost there. My vaginal walls are creaking. Boo. Is it weird to go to comedy shows alone? Not at all. I used to go to comedy shows alone all the time. If you're sitting in the front, just expect to maybe be talked to. But yeah, go to shows alone. Don't wait for someone to want to come with you or be available. Just go. It's so fun going to comedy shows alone. When you go with someone, then all of a sudden you feel like pressure to laugh at what they're laughing at or not laugh because they're not laughing at something. That's bad vibes. What's my skincare routine? You know what? I just started a new product called Cocoa Kind. And my skin has honestly never looked better recently since that. Even my mom asked me what was happening. And I tried it out because I think they might have been sponsoring the podcast at some point. I don't know if they're still going to, but I wanted to try it out first to see if I liked it. And my skin has actually gotten better. But I don't have a promo code for it yet. I don't even know if they're going to sponsor the podcast. Maybe they just gave me free stuff. You can try. Maybe try Ally Mac if you end up buying it. But yeah, I really like their stuff. My skin feels and looks really soft. Did I ever get into a physical fight or verbal fight before? I've never been in a physical fight except for with my sisters. But verbal fights, yes. I love when it doesn't happen all the time, but I love when I get this self-righteous justified anger. I talked about it a few episodes ago when the cops were on my street and I was screaming at them and I was screaming at my neighbors. Yeah, I love a little verbal altercation. I also hate it. It makes me feel really gross after. But you know that feeling when the adrenaline's just pumping and you're like, fuck you, you fucking idiot, stupid. That's such a fun feeling. Someone said, did you know that you look like the sloth from Ice Age? Yes, I do. Sid is his name. And he's my brother. He's a cute little sloth. I'll take it. Worst place I've ever had to take a dump. Ooh. That one porta potty on the way. Where were we in Arizona? And there were all the bugs in it. It was the porta potty was just essentially a large spider web. I ran out and I just went. I didn't go poop, but I peed out in public instead. I just ran out of the porta potty and found a little nook in some bushes. What are some of your favorite bands? I like the 1975. I like Car Seat Headrest. I like Lady Gaga. I like... Who else do I like? I like whoever sings I like to move it, move it. I like Psy. PSY, Oppa Gangnam Style. I think he's a great showman. Puts on a great concert. Oh my god, he's incredible. I don't know. Korean, I don't know. Baby, not more chong, I don't know. 아름다워 사랑스러워 그런다 그러바른다 아름다워 사랑스러워 그런다 그러바른다 Donda review. I listened to the album. There were about 4 songs I liked. I respect what he's trying to do, but I didn't think it was that incredible. But that's coming from someone who listens to I like to move it, move it. So don't take my word for it. How do you feel about tattoos, and do you have any? Yes, I have about 11 tattoos, and I think they're all stupid, and tattoos should be illegal. What did you think of Chicago? I thought it was beautiful. I want to go back. I didn't even get to see the Bean. How do you go to the Bean? How do you go to Chicago and not see the bean? Do you know what I'm talking about? Beans. I can't do the voice. Whatever. Did I go to university? Yes, I went to California State University, San Marcos, and I dropped out after a few months. Am I single? No. That was a winky face. You weren't even looking. I just licked the mic. Someone said, do I deserve love? Honestly, I don't know. Not everyone does. Everyone deserves, like, decency and some respect, but not everyone deserves love, so only you know that. Someone said you should get a dog, and I agree. I've been looking at dogs. I emailed the dog shelter in Long Beach to make an appointment, and they said they were being so weird about it. I'm like, do you want a dog to get adopted or not? So I didn't get to go. Ooh, someone asked, what are the subjects at the top of your Instagram search section? Great question. Okay, so when I go to my Explore page, the top things that pop up, if you don't know what I'm talking about, when you go to your Explore page, like you're about to search someone's name, like your ex from high school or something, instead of like hitting the search bar, just below that, it'll have things. So mine says nail art. I have so much nail art on my Explore page. It also says casual outfit, acrylic nails, minimal style, French manicure, Boston food, girls room, vegan beauty, organic gardening, and fairy aesthetic. I don't know why fairy aesthetic is in there, but apparently my searches make it seem like that's what I'm into. Okay, I'm getting over these questions, I'll be honest. What's the worst fast food place? Burger King. It's gotta be. I mean, Burger King in like 05, crackin'. Burger King now? No thanks. It's never been something that I've wanted to get. Okay. If a dude didn't get circumcised when he was born, should he do it as an adult? Hell no. More skin to love, baby. I love extra skin. I've only had it like once. But it was cool. It was like a fun surprise. Sebast, what's going on down there?
My mom's European.
Oh, so you got the skin. Good for you. Okay, so my boyfriend got the skin taken off. Sebastian has the skin on. Now fight.
He's supposed to have better orgasms.
Do your orgasms feel more powerful?
Not the whole thing, because it's more sensitive.
Yeah, it's more sensitive if you have the skin. Have you ever gotten any diseases? Because I know a lot of guys who get circumcised say, "Oh, well, it's really unhealthy and dirty if you have the skin." I think if you take showers and you wash your dick, have you gotten any infections? You shower twice a day. Okay, that's a bit aggressive.
Because he has to.
It's not because he has to. It's because he smells like shit. Just kidding, you don't smell. That is a crazy amount of times to be showering. That makes me really uncomfortable, Sebastian. Good for you, though. Has anyone ever said anything bad about it? Any women? Has it affected you? When you have a kid, will you get them circumcised? Will you keep them all skin intact?
I don't know. It's a little done on. Probably.
You're going to let them keep the skin.
How much does it cost? You know?
It's free.
Free? No, why not? Whack it off.
Oh, wow. So you...
Cultural thing here.
Yeah. But I think it kind of is a standout thing. I think it makes you a little more unique to be from the States and have, I think it adds like you're special, you're unique. Like when women sleep with you, they remember. Whether it's good or bad, like, you leave a mark on them. I'm going to add skin to my kid. When I have a boy, I'm going to give him extra skin. We're going to steal the skin from other circumcisions and throw on an extra layer. Anyway, I hope you guys have enjoyed this podcast. I'm actually circumcised. Not a lot of people know that about me. Have a great day. Subscribe, rate, review, leave a comment, say nice things. I love you, and see you next time. Bye.